G'day, g'day. Welcome back to another set of Alliance War hits. This time we've got TPH matched with Rosa De Los Vientos. Probably butchered that, so apologies for the pronunciation. So first up we've got a partial clean on July here. Ayumi is a little bit damaged, same with Turn, but it's otherwise pretty well a full team. So I've gone in with a 4-1 stack on purples. So you can see a nice little match 5 L shape there on the left hand side. I don't want to pop my grenade just yet. I was hoping to get a little bit of a cascade, but I didn't, so ended up popping the grenade anyway, so I was a little bit wasted, and then we had a big purple cascade come in too. One thing I did notice previously that I was doing quite poorly with these war hits was I was playing really fast, which meant that I was struggling to actually talk to the video and what I'm doing. So I am trying to slow that down. I'll try and do it a bit more going forward as well. So as you can see, I am using a 4-1 split at the moment. I just found the 3-2 wasn't working as well. Some of the new meta defenses, I don't know, maybe my heroes aren't as good as they used to be. Maybe I'm a little bit rusty, but in either case, the 4-1 just gives me a little bit more tile damage. So we saw that first one come out pretty good. Second time around, we are against La Rosa. So this one, I'm going with a 4-1 split using predominantly reds. Nice little synergy here with this team actually is Rudolph and the 2 tight wires, particularly with a 4 red stack, because that means that for each tight wire, all of the strikes that come from the red heroes gets that boosted damage from Rudolph as well. So that's a nice little strategy there. You can see me thinking a little bit here. I'm trying to work out how to best make use of this red block up the middle. Didn't really come with anything, so I ended up just making the match 3, and then notably I did the match 3 on the right hand side first, then the one in the middle, because what that allowed me to do was to ghost the tiles up the center, which gave me essentially double charge for those tiles. It's kind of dried up a bit. I'm trying to play sort of down my ghosting lane in the middle to avoid charging heroes. Unfortunately, we did have Bunraku charge there. Did get off a little bit of damage, but not too bad. So I will heal that away using Jocasta. And then I'm going to wait a turn, because what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to force Hypernova to fire before I use Rudolph, because what Rudolph does is he removes all buffs from the enemy, which removes that nasty damage after 3 turns that Hypernova gives off. So you can see there, a lot of damage just came from the tight wire skills. Not so much the damage from Rudolph's thing himself. Did get really lucky there with the damage on Doodle there in the right hand corner. Lost Jocasta. I was actually going to go back and review that, because I feel like Joe took a lot of damage very quickly, which was unfortunate. We do still have Nima. You will notice that with my 4-1 setups, one of the things that I really like to do with these teams is I always want to have 2 healers. I want to bring 1 healer in my strong color and 1 healer in my weak or my off color. And what that does is basically, if I'm making tile matches that aren't charging my damage dealers, it's at least going towards charging a healer. So that's the setup there. So I brought a healer on color, Jocasta, and a healer off color in Nima. We had a couple little cleans, which I didn't really want to do, so I sort of left them alone. It was a bit bad, but yeah, fortunately someone else comes through and does a bit of that cleanup for me, and they cleared the board. Andrew actually did the cleanup, which was awesome. We got another 4-1 split of reds and yellows. You can see me here initially just trying to move the board around a little bit. I'm trying to avoid putting tiles right up the middle onto Ayumi, mainly because I don't really want her to fire with that counterattack damage, because once the counter comes up, I do have a cleanse, so I did specifically bring along Brock on this team, because Brock does dispel elements from the enemy team. Nice little proc there. You saw the demolition on Accent, which removed the counterattack damage from Ayumi, which then meant that I didn't actually get slammed by the rest of the counterattack, because it was gone by the time I went to fire. Targeting left hand side there just to remove those skills. We did kind of intentionally there wait to fire Jocasta just because I wanted to see what the damage from sidestep is. Really nice 14x combo there, so it didn't end up matter. My strategy was kind of moot. Lost Bunraku there to the direct damage and the extra damage from the charge thing, so but wasn't really too much effort or issue. So sorry Padules, got a nice little 14x cascade there, which really makes a difference. Next up, 4-1 split with 4 reds and 1 blue against Alma. Again, my one off color is Doodle, so again going with that whole thing of really wanting to bring in an off color healer. Not the best board to open with, but I do have a nice purple match here which will cascade a red match and the yellow match, and we got a nice little purple match on red match on the outside as well, so that was really nice. Heroes I brought along, I mean, that you can't, like, what is that? That's a very nice center board there. So heroes I brought along, we got Rudolph and Barbed Wire. They synergize really well together because they both do DOA 5, so they hit all enemies. Barbed Wire really benefits from that elemental defense down that Rudolph gives. Brought Sunbeam along because Sunbeam just kicks ass, especially when the opposing team gets some buffs going. She can actually chain through the entire team doing like crazy amounts of damage. Like you'll see the damage here on Torrent. Bang, 900 damage. So Sunbeam can actually chain through all of the enemy heroes if they have a buff, basically, so dealing 900 damage to pretty much everyone on the opposing team, which is just insane. I really love Sunbeam. The resist there came from Doodle's skill. Doodle blocks ailments, so another benefit to having Doodle along for the ride. We do have a match 3 in the ghosting lanes, which I do use. Fire off Ksenia, followed by Rudolph, followed by Barbed Wire, and then that pretty much should be about the end. Little bit of heal mana over time onto Sunbeam, and bada bing, bada bang, bada boom. 923 damage to finish that one off. So far, not doing too badly with the 4-1 split. We are 4 from 4. Starting to run out of red heroes at this stage. I probably could have set this team up a little bit better. The synergy's not great with only 2 damage dealers and Blunderbuss. I also didn't bring along an off-color healer. I sort of thought maybe we'll go for a little bit of extra charge speed coming from Zigzag there. So yeah, sort of just making some matches. I didn't really get a cascade that was useful to me there. I also don't have a demolition hero in this team, so I kind of just nuked myself there on the counter attack, and it kind of is the end of this match at that point, just because I didn't really play it very well. We do lose a couple heroes here because Tightwire still has 4, and then unfortunately I played that move there wrong. I probably, in hindsight, should have made the purple match up the middle, which would have given me the match 4 a little bit better in terms of the positioning. Doodle flies, brings everyone's health back. I do get off my synth solo and charge Scarlet. Scarlet's really only great though when you've got that extra damage coming from Blunderbuss. And unfortunately, I do lose Ksenia right there, and I needed Ksenia in order to bring my... Sorry, I did get corrected in my last video. The pronunciation is Ksenia, rather than Ksenia. So apologies, I'm trying to get my head around that one. So it is now Zigzag against 3. It doesn't work out well at this point just because there's no damage from Zigzag, so it's all tiles. I go for some tile damage onto Doodle and cop the shot from Dr. Scorpion. So yeah, at this stage, the war was lost. We didn't have the points to get there, so I just went with a clean. I also, when I was building this team, I sort of had it in my head that I had another flag left to go. So you'll see me add heroes and then remove heroes and then add heroes and remove them, trying to conserve, quote unquote, heroes for my last hit, which I didn't have any of. My 4-1 split, I do go 4 greens, 1 blue, which you can see there. The 1 blue is Panzer, just because I love that taunt and counterattack combination with Tamika. So probably could have built this team a little bit better. I didn't use Mortars, didn't use any Mavenayas because I was trying to save them for another hit, which doesn't actually exist. So really nice green match right off the rip, straight on to Doodle, fire off that grenade, get everyone charged, And then we're going to target the purple. I don't actually know her name. I just know that she hits me a lot and quite hard. So I sort of wanted to reduce her impact on the fight, even though at this stage it would be very unlikely for me to lose from this position. So you can see there, counter attack, taunt, and bang, 900 damage straight back at you, Dr. S. Thank you very much. So yeah, match 3, done, dusted. So there you go. That was the war with using 4-1 splits. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. Yeah, cheers.